2, we're going to have Two-Faced and Shrug facing off in Playday number 2. So coming into this matchup, Razors, you have a favorite or a kind of idea of who you expect to try to come out and win here?
I mean, honestly, my favorite probably got to be Shrug because I mean Flynn, caster. I got a caster. But if I had to pick somebody, I believe that Two Face will probably end up taking it. So yeah, that's what I got.
So let's go ahead and look over onto the team sheets now. We're going to go ahead and look over at Shrug. We've got Cloud Shrug, not loading, Flynn, Wrath, and Mexican. And while over on the Two-Faced side of things, you got Filthy, Butters, Dream, Creators, and Crazy. And I forgot to mention the coach for Shrug is KZ, whereas the coach for Two-Face is Ken's. Well, they look very similar with the Ian and N in the middle of the name, but yeah, so those are going to be the two coaches, KZ over on Shrug with Ken's on the side of Two-Face. So right now we're going to go ahead and look on over towards the map ban now. See what maps are going to be banned out here in just a moment.
Clubhouse and
We'll
Villa
see that.
looks like those are banned, yeah, by ESL.
Yeah. Yeah. So Two-Face looking to go for the first ban here. Clubhouse and Villa have been banned out due to these two teams playing those maps. Cafe can be banned out by Two-Face, no surprise there, as well as Bank getting banned out by Shrug, Consulate and Cosign getting banned out respectively. We'll be heading on through into Border. So we got Two-Faced playing defense first, with Shrug starting off on attack. So a bit of history for Two-Face. They've been a squad for a while, but they've made a few roster changes here and there. You know, they eventually, after making Challenge League as the first team in that first qualifier, beating out Leftovers in a best of 3, they then dropped Execration, who's now the coach of Obey. They picked him. They dropped him in place of Crazy, and so far for the first 2 play days of Challenge League, it's been looking pretty decent for Two-Face as well as Shrug. They're both coming out here with 4 points, if I'm not mistaken, because Shrug ended up winning Villa 7-5, and they tied on Consulate after having a 6-2 lead. And then Two-Face ended up winning 7-5. No, they ended up tying their first map. I don't remember exactly what the map that was, and they beat out Disrupt 7-1 on Villa. So looking at these map bans right now, we see that Border is going to be the map to be played on out. We're just going to be waiting to make sure that both teams are ready as they're both in the lobby. And I think Border might play into the hands of Two.
Yeah, I'd have to agree as well, especially seeing the map pick now. I believe that will Two Faces definitely got a strong roster. They're looking at a lot of fraggers, and bringing Crazy on has really helped them out as well. So, like I said, we're going to be going ahead and moving our way right into Border. Again, we do have Two Face going to be starting on defense. We'll have Shrug starting on attack. So, what are you thinking about for these bands, these operator bands?
So I wouldn't be too surprised to see a Capital ban come out from either one of these teams, just due to the fact of how Capital is very strong, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Two-Faced elects to ban. And first ban is actually going to be Thermite.
Hmm.
Interestingly enough, that's a ban that you start to see more or so happen only on Border. But other than that, it's a pretty rare ban to see. For a second ban, it's going to be Jackal. Okay, so we're gonna have Capital in the lineup here throughout the duration of this map. That's clearly blowing my expectations out of the water. But as for defense, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a Mira, Echo, or Maestro ban to come through from either one of these teams.
Yeah, definitely look at those. Those standard bands. Standard bands like meta right now. So looking at the Echo, like you thought, and again, I would probably assume maybe Maestro or possibly even just a Valkyrie from Two Face, but I have to wait and see. It'll actually be the Mira, so that makes sense as well. I like the Mira band too.
So Thermite, Jackal, Echo, and Mira are going to be our 4 operators to get banned out here on Border. Two-Face starting off on defenses, they have gone ahead and banned out both Thermite and Mira. Meanwhile, you got Jackal and Echo being banned out from Shrug. We're going to be going into Bathroom Tellers as our first bomb sites. I'm starting to see Bathroom Tellers become more part of the Border meta, and I've actually seen some teams where they're able to start bathroom tellers as a surprise pick, because most of the time you'll see teams head over either into Vent's workshop or over into armory lockers and archives. Usually armory lockers and archives is the go-to bomb site. No six picks coming out here for either team, so they're going to be locking dead set on their operators. Expecting to be seeing an upstairs hold here for Two-Faced. You got Butters and I believe that's, yeah, Butters and Creators on the Bandit and the Jaeger. You have intel coming through from Crazy, sorry, from Filthy, and Dream. You have Dream on the Legion, Filthy on the Mozzie to feed off intel should their drone be captured by the pests coming out from the Mozzie. And you have Crazy on the Castle. Pretty standard for a lot of border defenses, and especially for a bathroom teller's hold. The Castle is a very strong operator to use. It's able to burn off utility and slow down attackers' time to attack to the bomb site.
Looking for an interesting first defense. Like you said, typical site, either that's also played on this map, so definitely look to see how you see this defense come out from Two-Faced, as it looks like it's going to be IQ just trying to spot out any utility, to spot out one of the Mozzie traps as well as a goo mine, so excellent use of that utility early.
Excellent use of that utility early on coming out of the IQ. And now you're going to have Crazy currently on a side realm over in Armory. We have a Dream rotating over inside of CCTV. He does have the E-Box hatch to drop down below into customs should he choose to do so. And now Cloudstruck's going to go ahead and drone out Dream, currently sitting inside of the break, of CCTV, excuse me.
Yeah, so we'll be able to spot out that defender, but still trying to make this push happen onto the site. I only have the one hard breacher of the Hibana, not choosing to bring that Maverick, as the Thermite has been banned. So trying to open up this main wall onto Triple. Just gonna start to push some of these defenders off of the angle and choose to rotate to a more safer position.
We've already burned off close to half the round. Dream's already been forced in drop down. I think I'm not loading down. Butters on the bend has move over to archives. Loading to down. Got a very advantage coming up against Butters. And wait, Butters is in a good position.
Definitely looks like we're gonna be seeing this east stairs take, and about a minute left. Still all members each team remaining on the board. Just have to come out. The first kill will go to Crazy though, as he takes down Cloudstruck. That's the buck off the board. Nice shot there from Crazy inside of Africa to hold on to this defense. He wants to get very aggressive here, but he'll pay for it. That's a nice shot there from not loading. He will get put down to about 1 HP though, as the push starts to come out here onto Tellers.
So Mexican's been down to now inside, but he'll pick himself back up inside of Archives. Crazy going big with another pick, but he'll eventually get traded out by Butters. That'll be the Claymore coming out from Mexican despite losing his life. So you have not loading on very low HP, practically one shot from anything. But the plant's already come down now for Shrug. This is a really tough situation. Creators and not loading going to trade themselves off. Now it's a 2 versus 2 for Flynn and Raph. This is looking pretty tough now as Crazy actually will rotate outside. He doesn't have any impacts in hand to work with, but Crazy will actually be able to hop back on inside the bomb site.
2v2 here, but nope, it gets quickly cleaned up by Shrug. An excellent attack there to take control of upstairs and be able to plant that bomb just inside of the teller's window. So, looking at a poor choice of sites, I would say, from Two-Faced. It seems as though Shrug was ready for it, even with them probably being surprised.
Yeah, Two-Faced really wanted to go for the surprise factor there, but unfortunately did not work in their favor. Very well adaptations coming out from Shrug, despite losing Cloudstruck as their first operator, which was Buck. So, very well played coming out for Shrug that first round. And they adapted and adjusted very well to how Two-Faced was holding out that bomb site.
Definitely adjustment from Shrug. So, we'll be going back to the primary bomb site. Makes sense. once you lose your first sight like that, you definitely want to switch off of it, especially primary sight. Go back to the basics and see if we can roll out a win here. It looks like we might be seeing a hold 90 a shield get placed. I know we've been seeing it a lot. Might make some rotates into CCTV as well. Yeah, they will. If you're bringing that alibi, possibly give a little bit of a distraction here on
We shall see how this hold works out for Toothpaste. You got Filthy reinforcing, I think, only just one of the walls inside of CCTV. It appears to be so that they're leaving the far end of CCTV soft, so with Mexican on the Zofia and Cloudstruck on the Buck, this could be pretty easy for both of them to try to impact and move on through. But I'm not so sure how this is exactly going to work for Two-Face, because it could also work the other way, where if Two-Face decides to rotate over towards CCTV pretty late, then they could use that angle and that softball to their advantage.
Yeah, definitely looking for that to be taken advantage of. Is it seems like they want to push in through security or through security or no CCTV. Yeah, CCTV and break room. So do have Crazy as well as Filthy playing the angle just behind the desk, and they do have the holes opened up below, so they could possibly go for the kill from below onto the back table. It looks like Cloudstruck's looking for that angle down below, as Mexican is just trying to push onto this main wall, but it's going to be a Claymore kill onto Creators as he tries to run out east stairs. An excellent play there from Rat.
Very poorly played coming out from Two-Face, as Filthy will now bite the dust, sitting inside of monitors, so this is really bad. Especially as Butters will fall too to not loading. That's the second pick of the round. Another flawless round here on the horizon, as Crazy will now be the one dead on the ground. Now Dream on the smoke will have to find 5 members of Shrug in the next minute and a half to work with. We've seen crazier things happen, but now Dream is down on out. Trying to take down not loading, but he's not going to be able to do so just yet. Pulls out the shotgun, but it's not going to work out. Shrug coming up huge with 2 very quick rounds up against Two-Face. Second round leading to a flawless victory here, and not loading picking himself a very magnificent 3K.
An excellent 3K indeed, and bring his team up 2-0. Like you said, not looking good here for Two-Face, and I picked them to win this map, but obviously proving me wrong here on their attacks. Go ahead and win that one off of kills alone, and already looking at not loading on that Thatcher, really fragging out with 5 kills thus far. Not choosing to switch up their lineup at all either. Still bringing the exact same.
A 6 pick coming out now for Creators. He'll take away the Bandit and put himself on the Vigil now. We'll see how this strategy works out for Two-Face. I don't exactly know how they're expecting to work. I do believe that if they would have reinforced both of the walls inside of CCTV that leads right out to the balcony, they would have had themselves with a better time. And I think that if just Creators would have prepared for that Claymore, because 9 times out of 10 there's always going to be a Claymore there, so that way no one can get flanked on out. And if you do get flanked on out, that provides just a small distraction for the defender. And if the defender's not paying attention, just exactly like how Creators was, leads to a free frag. So we'll see what works out here for Two-Face as they try to work out their 3rd bomb site here, which is going to be yet again inside of Armory. Or will Shrug be able to win 3 in a row and just completely overpower Two-Face?
Definitely interesting to see how this is going to play out. And it looks like, again, they're going to be opening up that main wall and taking it with the Maestro on the ACOG. So Butter's opening up those angles. Going to see if he can't find some free kills as... Again, Operator's setup's not really changing too much. The only thing different being brought this round is going to be that Vigil instead of the Bandit, so nothing to deny that wall. They will be able to open it up for free as they try to find the angle onto the player inside of security. I'm not sure what you're doing, Filthy, but you're going to lose your head to the Thatcher. A free kill, and it's going to leave Crazy all alone to try to defend against this attack.
I'm not sure what Filthy was doing there. I think he might have been trying to challenge not loading or trying to put himself into a better position. But just due to the angle that not loading was already holding at the time and the window being open, Filthy just needs to lean back and just lay towards the back of the monitors, sitting like mostly towards the southwest portion of the monitor side. But you've also got to worry about Cloudstruck, who eventually, as we're talking about him, gets shut down by Creators now, pushing up the metal stairs. So now it's a 4 versus 4. You've traded out a Jaeger for a Buck for creators. Hacking down to about 20 HP now, right outside of Workshop.
Yeah, low HP now indeed, and Mexicans are trying to come from this main lobby. Still trying to find this Vigil down below, but Creator's gonna be able to rotate right past the front door and back towards the site. He has somebody inside a breakthrough though. It's gonna be Wrath trying to hold off this rotate. Isn't gonna hold the angle very aggressively though. Wants to wait for that attack to come to him. About a minute and 10 left on the round, and not a lot of the ground been taken up here yet by Shrug.
Yeah, I think with creators, what he needs to do right now is he seems to have been down. I think he might be going for a reset. Either he's on just very low HP, but I think he's been downed. Not exactly too sure just yet, but it appears to be he's literally 1 HP. Wow, sitting all the way over at East Stairs. So he's got himself with a nice spot. Right as I said that, he gets aggressive on out. It's gonna be Flynn peeking out on through from inside of CCTV to take down creators. This is essentially a 3 versus 3 now, as Mexicans gonna be able to take down Crazy. Now a 2 versus 2. Putting it all to Dream and Butters inside of the bomb site with only 35 seconds left.
You have the guns to make this happen. Do a 2v4 and make that a 1v. Dream on the smoke does toss off one toxic canister. Sanguine Arsenic as he's got one on his sandwich rappel. Not really sure where to go. He's got people attacking him from all over the place, but it's that window rappel from Mexican. It'll shut that one down, and yet again another round on the board for Shrug.
I'm not so sure. I honestly think it's just due to the early picks that Shrug is getting and the poor positioning that's coming out from Two-Face, because you got Filthy, Butters, and Dream not contributing at all outside of Filthy's 1 assist, and it's just been creators and Crazy throughout this entire matchup so far right now. But something's got to change for Two-Face. Filthy needs to stop making these foolish plays. He needs to just relax, tone down on the aggression, and just play with the team. He's going for a lot of solo plays. He wants to be the flashy player. He wants to have that, that highlight reel. But against Shrug, it's not working. You tried it 3 rounds in a row, and you have nothing to show for it outside of 1 assist. Creators trying to fight for his life on the East Stairs. I think he should have just rotated away from the bottom and maybe gone up metal, because I honestly have no idea. If he did manage to have 1 impact left on him, he probably could have rotated down below and tried to have played with Butters and Dream up on the bomb side while you have creators down below. And you have, say for example, he has an impact, you can place it right at the armory door, so that way you can watch for anyone moving in. We have at least some covering fire down below inside of vents. But at that time, it's too late. You've only got yourself down to a 2v4, and then Butters just over peaks, getting caught himself into a crossfire, and then you left him to a 1v4 with Dream. And there's nothing that you can do in that situation. You have too many angles that you need to worry about. You're already getting pressured. Your toxic babes don't immediately kill. And I believe it was either Wrath or Mexican that got the final frag. Whoever it was that was pushing through the toxic babe made the right play and just provided a ton of pressure onto Dream. So for Two-Faced, they need to stop making these aggressive solo plays. They need to start playing more together as a team, and they just need to be a lot better together.
I definitely agree. It looks like we're gonna see a room inside of CCTV, but Legion will rotate off fairly early here, as Crazy's already taken about 30 HP of his health. So they're gonna try to make this push happen onto the main armory wall, but again, Creators is gonna be on that bandit. Gonna be tricking that wall off so that the Hibana can't get any access. But still 2 minutes left, and it looks like the first Hibana charge is gonna be opening up something. I didn't exactly see where it was, but
I'm not so sure exactly where Flynn is playing from. I think that might be over by his bathroom, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't seem to see exactly where. So Flynn's actually using his second and third X-Power spells right outside, and that's going to force Creators to fall off half wall. Now Cloudshark on very low HP, getting into a big engagement. He'll go ahead and toss out a nade to fend off the deployable shield that was placed out. But now this is starting to look a lot better for Two-Face. They finally put themselves in the position where they're not dying first in the first minute. Dream's going to be the first one to bite the dust, and that's smoke. but that's going to be instantly refragged by creators on the bandit fragging off Wrath. And that's the Ash dead, so that's one of your entries off the board. You've only got a minute left to work with for Shrug, and it's a lot of time to work with, but you got to start applying pressure onto the bomb site.
Yeah, and as you were talking about it, they will lose the first player, so evenly traded out, but you lost your smoke from Ash, so definitely in favor of the attack here. So we're trying to put 4 in a row, but Filthy, he's got the rotate here on the east stairs, could possibly retake the top floor if there's nobody watching this flank, but does have the castle barricades to halt that for the time being. Will get eventually droned out and forced to rotate back downstairs. An excellent call there, as so Crazy is actually taking control back inside of Customs. Doesn't even know that the castle here is not loading. He's going to drop right down below. It definitely looks like he doesn't know he's there, but he spots the Legion. We'll find the kill onto Filthy, and he'll find a second one onto Creators before he finally gets traded out by the castle. But now it is stuck in a 1v2 here. Mexican will find the last 2. Another excellent round there for the Shrug.
4 rounds in a row for Shrug. A lot of big improvements really coming out for Two-Faced, but wow, the execution that came down to get that diffuser planted and the post-plant coverage, especially from Shrug, very well played coming out for Shrug there.
Played indeed, and I mean, they're just looking so strong right now. Boy, was I ever wrong with my choice on this map. I mean, I definitely knew that Shrug is a very, very strong team, and definitely very strong. I guess that border just not being their map. Two-Faced. I don't know what to say. But we will see yet again a very similar lineup. They'll
Defenders,
Ash
protect your bombs
again.
from
So
being
instead
by attackers.
of that IQ that they were bringing pregame, definitely not going to be seeing that at all. It's very obvious why. There's not any by the defense. I mean, it's really Mozzie, but not going to be needing to look for any echo drones or.
I'm not so sure exactly what's happening with Two-Face, but Shrug is clearly the better team right now. And they look just completely dominant here against Two-Face. They've won every single bomb set that they've managed to attack. I really hope that Two-Face is able to work out the issues that they're having, because if they don't, then this is going to be very scary.
It's going to be very scary indeed. And honestly, don't know what else to say about it. I mean, they're going to go back over to bathroom. So that's another interesting pick. I mean, I guess your bathroom defense wasn't terrible, but it's not really mattering where you go. The same lineup has been brought fairly consistently. Aside from that, what Wrath has brought, he's brought either IQ or the Ash, but everybody else has been staying on the same exact operator. So definitely not needing to really switch up anything thus far. Dream will find the first kill of the round, so that's a good start. That's onto the Ash. Nice pick early on, taking down that fragging potential.
Yeah, Wrath dead. I'm a bit surprised that he's on the Ash, because when he was on EQ, he was doing pretty magnificent. He hadn't died, and takes Ash 2 rounds in a row. He's the opening death.
Yeah.
So I'm not so sure if that's a sign or anything for Wrath, but he's the first one to bite the dust here for Shrug over on the east stairs, and this is really looking good now for Two-Face if they finally put themselves back on board with getting the opening pick. They've already started to burn off pretty close to the first half of the round here. And now Shrug seemingly trying to get this triple wall open.
Gonna be trying to get it open, but it looks like Butters might be able to bandit trick it. As yes, he will take off 2 of those Kairos. One has 1 more set, and that's actually gonna get opened up as Butters is not aware of it. Gonna rotate off of the wall. Not just to contest it, but actually it's gonna be Filthy that falls to the wall, I believe. A nice wall bang there. Not reinforcing that wall is gonna lead to the downfall as Cloudstruck picks up a second kill. It's now main advantage in favor of Shrug. They're looking to win a 4th round in a row, and Crazy, not even close to the top of the site here, is sitting inside of a small office on Armory.
This is looking really detrimental now for Two-Faced. You've got 3 members who are not close to the bomb site. The only one that is really close is just going to be Dream. It's going to be on the smoke. There's no presence inside a workshop that we can see here from Two-Faced. They don't seemingly have any kind of rotate into bathroom, at least from what I could tell. and Shrug just are in a very good position, but you do have Dream on the Legion right now. So watch for any window hop in, at least if it's close. But Flynn decided to make the smart rotate on over, but this is a good opportunity now for Dream. He takes down Flynn, but Cloudstruck is there to trade off creators. This is a 2v2 now with 25 seconds left to go as Dream takes one down. It's his third kill of the round. Off to Cloudstruck now. It's all up to not loading in Mexican. 2 versus 2 now, excuse me. Dream has to come big now in the ace. A 2 versus 1 is not loading, takes down Crazy. Plant starting to come down for Mexican is not loading. He's going to be watching the crossfire and the post plant coverage. Now rotating on out. Dream getting lit up very much, but he's on 1 HP. This round looking to go again in the favor of Shrug. This is looking really tough now, but no, a quad kill coming through for Dream, but that's going to be a massive pick as Shrug is able on the outside now repel with Mexican, able to take down Dream. The ace has been denied, and Shrug winning 5 rounds in a row up against Two-Faced.
Wow, that was almost an insane clutch, an ace almost for the Legion player of Dream. I mean, he almost had that, and that would have been insane if he had found that last kill into that upside down repel. But a nice shot there from Mexican ended out after the plant. So 5 rounds in a row, and it's 5-0 in favor of Shrug. Looked very strong here in map number 1 on.
I honestly have no words for how Two-Faced is handling their defenses. They'll head into customs as their final bomb sites. The momentum is clearly on the side of Shrug. It's really they seemingly look like the better team. They look like they know exactly how they want to execute the bomb site, no matter if they have the opening depth. And Two-Faced just they look lost, in all honesty. They look like they don't know exactly how to respond to how Shrug is playing against them. And just the teamwork that's really coming out from Shrug, the crossfires, the way that they're able to hold off the defenders, especially that last round, that looked to go in the favor of Two-Faced right up until not loading found that frag onto, I believe it was built onto Crazy, the castle. And a big contributing factor to Shrug's success, in my personal opinion, is just that Filthy, he hasn't shown up at all this map. He's gone 0-5. He hasn't done anything for himself. He hasn't done anything to help the team. And once Filthy wakes up, then I think Two-Faced will start to somewhat accumulate some momentum going, but he's died early very often. He's been the opening death, I think, 3 times. And it's just not a good look for Filthy.
No, not a good look for Filthy at all. And just a quick update also on the other stream. It's also Taxi, so Orbis. Just a quick update there on Villa, but we still have this match going on, and it will be the Vents. No, not the Vents here. This is Apply and Custom, so it's a different defense than we're used to seeing, but it's still going to be a kill in favor of Creators. So they get the first pick yet again. Will they be able to hold this advantage now? It's like Mexican might go for the frag here on the half wall, but chooses better of it. I'm not sure why.
So that's going to be Rat's first death, and Dream coming up big with the frag onto Cloudstruck now. So Mexican down below is going to try to fight off. No! Butters with a massive pick onto Mexican. This is looking very healthy now for Two-Faced. But now not loading, will be able to answer back with a pick onto Butters, losing about 25% of his health now. Currently have Crazy sitting inside of E-Box. And this is looking to be very well now for Two-Faced. But still, you gotta worry, you gotta wonder if and when Filthy is going to wake up.
Yeah, Filthy's definitely gonna have to win at some point here, but looks like Flynn's actually gonna make his way right into sight there. Locker room over here. It's gonna be not loading. He'll get a couple shots in there onto the Mozzie. It's gonna be Crazy. Not sure where that kill came from. Might have been from outside. He could not load it. He'll find one, but he's gonna need to find the ace if he wants to win this round. As someone's still playing up above as he walks into customs. He given his position given away. It's actually gonna be a down on the Crazy, so it's a 1v2 here, and could even choose to plant the bomb if he gets deep enough into sight. Doesn't have to worry about the hatch above him being opened, but will take down the Maestro camera. It's gonna be consistently spotting him, but won't choose to take it out completely. Has to be aware of the person playing here just inside of the blue desk. She's right up. Doesn't know where the peaks are coming from. Will find one on the Filthy though before getting finally taken out by Crazy, who got picked back up by his teammate.
Finally, Two-Faced are able to put themselves on the board. And for Two-Faced to secure their win here, they need
Like,
to win 7 rounds in a row on top, including what we just saw right now on their last defense. Because if Shrug had managed to win that round, Shrug would have already secured the tie. And not loading has been absolutely insane. This match of 12 frags for himself in 6 rounds.
that's
That's an
crazy.
impressive 2.0 KD for attack.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we're gonna see the first six pick here for Mexican. He's gonna go for the Doc to the Legion. So I like that six pick. I think it's gonna be a lot better for Armory. Gonna provide a lot more intel. But again, like you're saying, six in a row now here. If Two Face wanted to get the full 3 points, obviously Shrug only has to win one to at least guarantee themselves 1 point. So definitely sitting in a comfortable spot going on to the defense here. So looking to see exactly how the play is. We're gonna be looking at how the rounds ended up going out. So first round was a plant, and then they got all the kills. The next 3 rounds were all kills, and the final plant coming in round 5. This was 2 plants in the first half, and of course the last round that we just saw came off of kills alone for Two-Faced. So definitely an interesting scoreline so far.
What I really like coming out for Shrug is that they're utilizing the deployable shield coming out for the smoke. That was a pretty big recent change in the Ember Rise deployment. And just to give you guys who are just joining us here, so Shrug right now, you see that they're up 5-1. Shrug, Shrug won 5 attacking rounds in a row, and all 5 of them were based off of kills. Before finally Two-Face is able to answer back on a customs defense of all sites.
Yeah.
Ended up being the first round win coming out for Two-Face. So now Two-Face somewhat has a little bit of momentum. Hopefully for Filthy, he's able to pick himself back up and get off of this donut that's just been plaguing him throughout this entire matchup. Hopefully for Two-Faced, if you're a Two-Faced fan and if you're rooting for Two-Faced, they're able to work these next 6 rounds in their favor and secure the 6 points. If you're also rooting for Shrug, like a lot of people are, and Shrug is quote unquote the underdog in this matchup, which they clearly haven't looked to be. They are only just 2 rounds away from securing themselves 3 points. But Mexicans are going to be able to shut down Butters. That'll be the Legion attacking down the Buck from down below instead of Customs and Detention.
Definitely a nice play there on the Legion to take down that Buck, and that vertical pressure that could be applied. And the first Capital Bolt's actually to come through, and Filthy's made his way into break room, but it'll get peeked by the Legion taken out. But it's 2 kills coming out from the side of Two-Face, evening man count at 3-3, but still have yet to get Wrath out of this corner in the security room. So we'll get peeked on by the Thatcher, but get taken out. A nice shot there from Wrath to take down Creators and put man advantage back in his favor as the Capital is going to put in some fire. It will do a lot of damage to Wrath, but put him on 1 HP before he gets finished off from behind.
That would have been so clutch if Wrath were able to pick off Crazy there. And he, at the time, had Dream not been inside a break room, he would have been met himself potentially with a very nice frag. But now it's a 2 versus 2 in the 7th round for the first round for Obey's attack, for not Obey, Two-Face attacks. Flynn taking a lot of damage. I believe that was coming through from Dream. So now Flynn's gonna have to be very careful for how he wants to approach these gunfights. And it's really gonna have to be on the back of not loading to win out these gunfights on the half wall. Oh no! Oh, crazy! He goes absolutely huge, taking down not loading, and Flynn on just 1 HP will have to win the clutch of his life, but it's not going to work out for Flynn. Two-Face tacking on their 2nd round in a row. Finally, some momentum on the side of Two-Face and some signs of life here for Two-Face. Wow, very well done.
Very well done indeed. And like you said, it looked like they might get some momentum going here on their own attacks. And we've seen it before. We've seen 5-1 halves be matched completely. I know that I've seen a lot of the Rogue and like SSG match. They go 5-1 and then 5-1. So definitely looking to see the possible mirror of halves here from Two-Faces. They just got to get some momentum going, and they could possibly roll off a couple rounds even before Shrug puts us to match point.
Yeah, unfortunately for Filthy, he's still sitting himself with a big fat donut. No shade to Filthy, I love the kid, but that's just rough for Filthy right now. So we're heading now into Vents and Workshop. So hopefully for Shrug they're able to lock out the tie for the time being after this round, hopefully. But for Two-Face, they're starting to gain themselves some momentum. They're starting to build some rapport and starting to get some juices flowing on their side. So this Vents defense, I like the operator lineup. They're bringing out a Kaid to try to prevent the hatches from being blown up, if I'm not mistaken. Unless they're going to be working the Electric Claw in tandem with the Bandit charges that are being placed by Mexican. Because with the Bandit charges and the Electric Claws, I think that's exactly what Cloudstruck's actually going to be doing from down below. At least that's what it looked like.
Possibly holding down below, and I think we see Mexican go a run out here if he does choose to do so, but we'll choose better of it for the time being and stay on top of the east stairs. And we're going to be using a Vents defense. So immediately switching the defense here from Shrug is a failed to defend the top floor. Don't want to go to it again, which is kind of interesting, but definitely a viable option. As looks like Cloudstruck's going to come up here and make a few late rotates. A lot of late setup actually coming out here from Shrug.
Yeah, so you've already burned off pretty much close to the first minute of play now. Cloudstruck's still pulling down below. He hasn't been droned out from what we can see. The Mexican's going to be now situated inside of Armory. I think he's going to be accompanied by Flynn or Wrath, if I'm not mistaken, from up above inside of Armory. And you still have Cloudstruck still down below. He actually, if he gets a call, he could place a C4 from down below and blow up Butters, sitting inside a CCTV.
Definitely gonna get him out of here and try to make this attack happen onto Armory, but it looks like Cloudstruck's actually tricking this from below. Is that what's happening here? No, that's not on the right wall at all.
Yeah,
I don't think.
That's what I was talking about. That you're gonna have Cloudstruck play down below to try to fend off the Hibana pellets, but unfortunately for Cloudstruck, that Electro Claw came up too little, too late. Mexican's gonna be the first one to fall for Shrug, and that's gonna be not loading, attacking on a frag onto Butters, but now, not loading, losing about 40% of HP. He'll rotate himself now over down into Vents. I'm sorry, into Workshop, and he'll be placing himself on the server rack.
Yeah, so just gonna play it a little bit safer now, as got about a minute left in the round. They still have Cloudstruck playing just inside of the supply closet, but no, it doesn't look like he got droned out. So this could be a free kill for Cloudstruck because Dream did a poor job of droning. Exactly how this plays out, but no, Dream's actually just gonna rotate all the way through the door and possibly just wait for probably just make this push happen. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Cloudstruck chooses to take advantage of this situation.
I hear pre-placed C4 somewhere. I don't exactly know where it's at, but I believe it's probably trying to catch anyone upstairs off guard, but there's only 30 seconds left to play. You still have Cloudstruck sitting inside of detention. This could be big. C4 gets popped on out, but that EMP comes up super clutch from Creators. There's only 20 seconds left to go, not loading on the Maestro this round, looking to go in the favor of Shrug in terms of time management, but finally Cloudstruck's able to take down Filthy before Flynn gets traded out by Creators, and now Creators trying to cover the plant. He's able to take down not loading before Cloudstruck comes up big. Wrath is another pick, the diffuser goes down, 2 seconds left to go. Two-Face somehow wins the round off of Creators. What is happening? Heatdown's not loading in the back of Workshop, and he ends up taking down Wrath by the skin of his teeth. What a play, what a turn coming out for Creators. That is 3 in a row now for Two-Face, and Shrug slowly falling off the face of the earth here.
What an insane round from Two-Face indeed, coming up clutch in the final seconds. That win before the clock hit 0. Wow, it looks like we're going to be seeing another Armory defense here. I don't have any words for that last round, and it just looks like we're going to be seeing a comeback possibly here. As
the comeback is definitely on the horizons, Razors, and I would be a fool if I say I wouldn't believe it. I've always been a believer of underdog stories and insane comebacks happening, and we could be on the verge of a 7-0 in terms of round wins coming out for Two-Face, which would be absolutely phenomenal. Because if they're able to stop Shrug from winning out their defenses, I don't know how to describe what would happen there. But right now, Two-Face is currently 3 rounds. now, or 4 so we hit back into I think it's a little bit helpful, but not
5 seconds
down
left.
to 1 HP from drinks means kind of break.
Attackers objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Again,
Attackers bomb
Mr.
diffuser
Update
has
3
been
looks like
dropped. Attackers have recovered their
Koski
diffuser.
is gonna take the first map 7-1. So dominant performance from them, and looks like they'll be good picking up 6 points for the first map here. But back to our map, Mexican gonna take down Creators. That's the Thatcher off the board, allowing for all this utility to. Looks like you might have had that bullet peek right there onto the waiting room window. So excellent shot there from the dock to get a big pick rolling in.
So there's some people out there who would think that Thatcher's not too big of a pick, but Thatcher prevents the wall from being open and up. But granted, there is nothing to prevent the hard destruction coming out from Dream. But still, that's the body off the board, and that's a massive pick to come through. If you're on Shrug, that's the Thatcher off the board. That's at least one of your 2 claymores being taken down, if not 3 possibly. So we'll see how this works out in favor for Shrug. Wrath taking a lot of damage, I believe, coming out from a firebolt from Crazy. No, Crazy actually just shooting down Wrath. So Crazy does have all of his utility to work with. There's only been a minute that's been passed. And Filthy trying to see if he can find an angle to work against not loading.
Just trying to make these drones happen. It's going to be actually difficult. Butter's final kind of kill. Take down Cloud Struck. That's going to be the Mozzie. Nitrosoul taken off of the board, but again, they're still trying to get these 2 players out of the security room. Mexican holding, trying to help onto his teammate as he's just trying to set him up to the best that he can. Mexican rotating into the main hall here. It's about a minute left in the round. Wrath will take that kill onto Crazy and get immediately traded back out from break room.
Oh, Filthy!
With 2 kills. He'll flick right over to the dock and take down Mexican, putting man advantage in favor of Two-Face.
Filthy finally putting himself on the board now. I really hope that this is the wake up that Filthy needs, because if it's not, and this is just a lucky round for him, then by God, Shrug needs to find a way to work things again with not loading. Another 3 versus 2. And it's really just going to mostly be on the fragging power coming out from not loading with this Alda. As Filthy will use one of his lifeline charges now to eat out an ADS. Currently sitting on right behind the locker, so there's only 40 seconds left to go. But not loading's in a pretty decent spot now to protect this bomb site.
Does have his ACOG, and of course got the Alda in his hand, and possible with an Alda. Gonna go for a few pre-fires onto the wall. It's gonna be Filthy. He just walks right in. He'll get 2 kills for himself. 3 for not loading. He shuts everyone down on Two-Face and puts Shrug onto match point for map number 1 here on Border.
Everybody just pushing one by one by one. Very poorly executed push coming out, and a very poor execute coming out for Two-Faced. I think that they would have been a little bit better had they just droned out where the Maestro was playing inside of Armory. Potentially try to go around and try to push the backside, because you have the Maestro defending Armory. All you have left to worry about is just going to be Flynn most likely covering Archives either from inside of Armory or over on Fountain. I didn't really see if Flynn was rotating around or not. But for the time being, Two-Faced are currently locked in a position to where their best hopes of coming out of this map alive is going to just be with a tie. And for Shrug, they are just 1 round away now from securing themselves another 3 points.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Crazy. It's been pretty dominant performances today from just like individual teams. We've seen teams go tears, and then we've seen teams go die out. And it kind of seems like it was Two-Face really ramping it up there, and then all of a sudden the tables got flipped completely by not loading. So definitely big plays on that Maestro for him, especially if this is
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds left.
Potentially the final round of play here between Shrug and Two-Faced on Border. I feel that again, like I said before, if Two-Faced would have just, figured that they see that Alda is being defensive on Armory, then you just have to push the weaker gun and the weaker player in a sense, because the Alda is nowhere near being I mean, the SMG-11, granted, it's a fantastic weapon, don't get me wrong. But just the way that the Alda is with not loading in not loading's hands, I just think that it would have been a better idea for Two-Face to pressure out over towards, pressure over towards Archives, get that crossfire sitting inside of Office, take down Flynn, and then all you have to worry about is a 1 versus 3 instead of a 2 versus 3 as you pressure into Archives and you watch that crossfire happening on over inside of Archives.
Definitely agree with that. I think that would be an easy strategy. But we'll be about a minute into this round now, as looks like it's going to be Two-Face starting to take control of security here. Filthy making his way through with the Zofia M762 in hand, trying to see if he can't clear out any of these rooms. Everyone's playing inside the armory as well as on the site. One's still downstairs inside a custom, so not really a roam game. I guess upstairs it's pretty heavy, especially in customs too, so actually decently.
James gonna go ahead and set up himself with a long angle to look on over towards Armory. Wrath taking a ton of damage. I'm not exactly sure from what or where, but he'll relocate himself down below over towards the main lobby. And you've already burned off half the round. There's only a minute 15 left to play. Two-Face stalling out on their attacks, and they need to start taking control of up above. It doesn't appear to be that anyone from Shrug is still playing inside of Armory, and Two-Face needs to get this information ASAP and figure out what they're going to do to attack and put pressure onto the bomb site. Flynn! What? He takes down Creators with a wall bang that has to have come out from a call out on the Valkyrie cam, and he completely eliminates Creators.
Flynn's hacking. Flynn's got the spectator.
That
It's
has
all
to
the casters
the
have.
greatest shot of Flynn's career. Oh my god.
And shout out to Sternap for catching it. So Sternap been doing a much better job with this map. So big shout out to you. But either way, 30 seconds left now. That's gonna be crazy. He'll even out the man count. So he'll have to make this push happen onto site. And again, it's match point here. Shrug. Philly's gonna try to make his way in through Passport, but gets shut down yet again by the Alda. That's gonna be an advantage now in favor of the defense. It's 15 seconds left. Dream's gonna have to jump out of this window and possibly go for the plant on Vents. But with all these players holding it, the Capital's gonna start to go out with his bolts. His Butter cuts down Mexican, but Cloud struggles down the diffuser. Cloud's picks on the second kill, but it's a 1v1 now. His Butter finds the kill. He goes for the flank, but is unable to find the shots. That's going to be Shrug winning this out on time, putting themselves one map up. It's 3 points.